Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Chantilly's Kitchen Hop, and I'm your host, CHANTILLY'S, and my channel is dedicated to gluten-free, vegan recipes and sharing them with you guys in the hopes that you will like them and find something for yourself. So today I'm sharing with you guys my really easy Mongolian style stir fry. Very yummy, loaded with lots of veggies. It's good for you, but you don't have to know that it is. So if you guys would like to learn how to make this, make sure you stick around, and if you like what I'm doing, hit that like button and subscribe. See you in a sec, guys. Bye. So hi guys, welcome to Chantilly's Kitchen Hop, and we have episode number 36 today, I believe. So going on a good streak. So I have a really good one today, as usual. I know I always say that. This is a recipe I've actually been doing for a couple of years. It's my favorite stir fry, so I thought I would share it with you guys. And it's kind of, I would say, Mongolian style because it is a little sweeter, but we do just a really yummy thick sauce that's going to go with this. It's so good. You can do it on rice, noodles, or honestly just even by itself, but it really will remind you of a dish you get at a Chinese restaurant. I can't talk right now. So this is one of my favorites, but to speed up time, I went ahead and started just a little bit ahead of time with you guys. We did some sliced mushrooms, and we're gonna just get them sauteing up in probably about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and then just a little bit of salt and pepper, because really I just wanted to get this ahead of time for you guys, because mushrooms can take a little bit of extra time, and the rest of the veggies we're throwing in here really aren't gonna take much. Except, now we're going to add to here, we're going to just do a small onion. You can do any kind. I do, with my stir fries, honestly, usually tend towards the white or the yellows. I just think they're a little bit better. And then just kind of thicker chunks, because, you know, it's a stir fry, so I feel like they don't need to be diced with this. So we're just going to toss one small one in there, and then get that going, because, again, those take a little bit longer than the rest of the veggies. I should probably tell you guys too, we do this on a medium heat because we don't want to burn stuff, but we do want to get it just nice and sauteed and stir fried. And if you have a wok would be absolutely amazing to do this recipe with, but that is one of the few things I don't have. I wish I did, but it really does speed up time, and it disperses the sauce and everything just so much better, the heat, but I don't have one of those. So we'll just move this to the side a little bit because we're going to get going on our sauce. So you just want to get, you know, a small mixing bowl, because we're going to have a little bit, but not, you know, it's not a ton. We're going to start with 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and if you do want it to be sweeter, you can honestly do up to 1/2 cup here. I kind of mix this part up. I have to admit, I don't usually measure this. I just kind of go by look and taste, so we're going to kind of play around. And I know this is kind of the one I started with, and then like I said, I just play around from here. So if you do want it sweeter, do 1/2 cup of brown sugar, or just regular like we're gonna do 1/4 cup, and then we're gonna do 1/2 cup of soy sauce. Obviously we want gluten-free, and then just let you guys know, I'm using the tamari today. It's really good, has a good classic flavor. You wouldn't know it's gluten-free, so that's why I do like that one. I think I tend towards that, and then kikkoman has a gluten-free one I use a lot too. So it's just kind of what's in the store, and you can actually find those at Fry's, Bash's, Safeway, any of the regular stores, so that's nice. So we're going to do 1/2 cup of that, and then we're going to do 1/2 cup of water. Get that in there, and then we're doing 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I'm using the one from Sprouts today. It is gluten-free and vegan, so it's a safe one to use. We want 2 tablespoons. We might end up even doing a little bit more because, like I said, I like my sauce a little thick, but you don't want it too thick because you add in too much. I don't know if you've ever made a mistake with gravy or anything like that. My first time ever making it, I think I put in 1/2 cup of cornstarch. Oh my God, it was horrendous. It just solidified and burnt, and it was so awful. I was so mortified. So it's always best to start with a little, and you can always add more on that note. And then we're also going to do 3 garlic cloves, and you want to just get them nice and minced. And obviously you can do a little more, a little less there, but I do like my garlic. If you guys have watched me before, I just think it adds flavor. I absolutely love it. And then we want to do probably about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons fresh ginger, and you just want to give it a good, nice mince as much as possible. Or you can also put it over a cheese grater, and that'll get it nice and minced for you. It's a nice, easy trick that I learned kind of a while ago. So then this stuff you guys can keep or omit, but I do like mine a little on the spicier side. So we're going to add a teaspoon of the hot chili in the oil, because I like a little bit of the oil and a little bit of the chili peppers. So it just gives it a little bit of spice to go with that. Sweet. And I feel like it just sets it off like really, really yummy. So just start with about a teaspoon. You can always add a little more or do a little less. Maybe just do a little bit of the oil. Leave out the red pepper flakes, but I feel like you need it, so that's just my one tip right now. Then we're going to do a tablespoon of rice vinegar, or I recently just got some black vinegar. This has a little bit more, I don't want to say musky, but it does have a slightly different flavor. It's not quite as tart, so I really like this with the Mongolian, but rice vinegar totally works good too. The base for the black vinegar is actually mushroom, so it does change the flavor, and I feel like it goes with our, mushrooms that we got going in there. And then we're also going to do a teaspoon of sesame oil, toasted sesame oil, hot sesame oil. I feel like this just, again, adds some really good flavor. It gives that nice classic Asian dish flavor. I only like to use a little bit of this because it can be kind of overpowering, so that's why we're only doing a teaspoon. And I don't start with this either because it's a low to medium heat, so you don't want it burning because it can definitely get a very burnt flavor in there. So we just want a teaspoon of that. And we're going to throw in probably about a teaspoon of sesame seeds if you have some around. If you don't worry about it, but I always seem to have some around, so I like to throw some in there. And then we're just going to give that a nice good stir up. Try to get the cornstarch and the brown sugar all dissolved. Which mine I'm already telling is not wanting to dissolve on me. And you are going to get, it's going to get a cloudy color to it. After I get it mixed up, I'll show you guys what it looks like. It does give just an amazing, there's a change from that soy sauce color. Trying to remember if I forgot to put anything else in here. To kind of give you guys an idea of what it looks like for color and stuff. Obviously we have the sesame and the garlic and stuff floating on top, but you do want to make sure there's no chunks of cornstarch. It'll really, you'll get clumps in there, and then when you bite into it, you're going to know you got just a clump of cornstarch. So do try to make sure that's all whisked and stuff. Move that aside. Move the little pan back for you guys. So it looks like our onions are cooking good. They're starting to get transparent. So we'll go ahead and add the rest of the veggies. Get those in just a little bit, and then we'll put our sauce in. So today for my veggies, I did some snap peas. I love snap peas. Honestly, any stir fry I do put these in there. Did some baby corns, and then we're also doing some bamboo shoots. So it's got a lot of calcium, potassium. It's a nice, healthy, good dish. The mushrooms add some protein. So we kind of get all the basics covered here. Keep it kind of, with the Asian theme going on. Sometimes I add bok choy is another good thing to put in here. Bell peppers if you want. So you can kind of play around with your veggies from here. I just really like, I like this mix. So this is the mix I'm showing you guys, because this is usually about what I do. Sometimes I don't have the baby corn, so I don't end up doing those, but just give those a little stir, because honestly these ones, we're even going to put the lid on for just a minute. They really just need to steam, to heat up. You don't have to saute them as much like the mushrooms and the onions. So that's why we're just going to do those ones just real quick. And then on my side today, I'm going to be doing some just rice noodles. Really, really good. They're, give you guys a little peek. They're the nice thin ones, really good for stir fries, I feel like. You can throw them in the pan if you like, or you can just throw your stuff on top. So sometimes I do mix that around depending on what I'm in the mood for, or sometimes maybe I don't have as much veggies, so I will stick the noodles in there. So it's just kind of preference on that. Alright, so it's like all that's starting to steam and get good, so let's just go ahead and just pour your sauce right in there. We're gonna sure you get all the good stuff out of there, and some of the sesame seeds and garlic will stick to the side. So that's all I'm doing. The rest of it comes out pretty easy. And you are going to leave it on a medium heat. You're going to notice it starts to boil a little bit, and then we're going to turn it down, but we're going to wait till we get to that because it's just going to start thickening. So just make sure you kind of a slow, constant stir. It doesn't need to be all crazy and stuff like sometimes you have to. And then if you don't feel like it thickens up enough for you, just take about another, I'd start with a teaspoon to maybe 2 teaspoons. Don't go too crazy with the cornstarch, and just mix it in either with a little bit of the sauce that you have in here or just a little bit of water so it dissolves, and then you can pour it in nice and easy because you don't want to just throw in the cornstarch powder, because I've tried that and that doesn't work out, trust me. Just learn from my lesson there. Yeah, it definitely clumped up and got really gross and it wouldn't mix in, so I would recommend that one. So we're just kind of waiting for it to start thickening up because you guys are going to love this one, I promise. This, even though I am vegan, sometimes I still do this one with beef for my husband, which is really good. You just shred it, or not shred it, sorry, you slice it, you know, thin slices, go against the grain because that does make it better, but just so you know, it is good that way too, but I don't eat it that way anymore. So, let's see, it's starting to boil a little bit, so we're just waiting for it to get thickened up for us. Let's give it a little taste too. Yummy. Actually, you know, this is funny, but I'm going to throw in a little bit more soy sauce. I feel like it just needs a tiny bit more. But I do like my stuff on the saltier side, so. So this is probably the hardest part of the recipe. You just got to wait a couple minutes for it to thicken. And then once it starts, it starts. It's just like that. It's like when you do jams and stuff like that, suddenly the sugar is boiling and it wasn't the second before. So it is kind of one of those. So just keep an eye. Don't want to walk away. Might need to put a little bit more cornstarch in mine. We'll see in a sec. Like I said, this is one I kind of don't usually. I usually just take the cornstarch and pour it straight out of there and just, yeah, that's enough. Get a little more heat on there. That might need help a little bit. So here I was trying to do a quick one for you guys. I know I've been trying to keep them at 15 minutes because I think it's a little better to keep you guys entertained when I do it that way. So I've run out of jokes or stuff to say, I feel like. Right, just keep giving it some stirs. It's starting to get there. So you guys kind of see it's getting a little bit thicker on the sauce. It's starting. And this is why I also throw those veggies in for just a second before we do the sauce, because I do know that it's going to take a few minutes with the sauce and they steam really good that way. So I don't like snap peas and certain veggies when they're overcooked. Honestly, I don't like any veggies really when they're overcooked. I just don't think they're that amazing. Oh, and be careful. It's hot. Just splash myself. There we go. So now I can hear it starting to warm up. See, it's starting to thicken for me too. So just be like another minute after that. So I was saying, don't give up on it. I almost added more, but obviously I can tell now I am not going to need it. I was just being impatient. You guys watching it seems like it takes so much longer, but really it probably didn't take any longer than normal. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's getting nice thick. It's coating all the veggies. Smells like Chinese restaurant. So So just want to keep it mixed. Now turn the heat down a little bit at this point because you don't want to get it burning, but you do want it to just completely, you know, the rest of the way get all thickened up and stuff, so you don't want to cheat yourself on that. Yeah, alright, there we go, and it's pretty much done. I'm going to give mine just another minute on here, put it on my noodles, and you guys got a whole new recipe. So I feel like this is a really easy one. I know we see a lot of the tasty videos and stuff, and they show it, and it seems really hard, but this is so easy, so yummy, and like I said, I've been doing this one for years and years and years. This has just always been a go-to for me for stir fries, and I like my sauces a little thicker. So honestly, if you don't like yours thick, you could just leave out the cornstarch and the water, but all the other flavors, just add all that, and you'll just have a not so saucy stir fry. So yeah, give you guys a peek. So give you guys a peek of what I mean by, like, it's just nice and coated. It's really good. You got kind of a thick sauce going on there. So let me pour this on my noodles so you guys can get an idea of what the finished product looks like. And then you can also top it with green onion and some more sesame seeds if you have that. We're just going to toss them on there so you guys get a really good idea of what this dish looks like. And this should feed about, I'd say honestly, this will probably good for 2 to maybe 3 people, because I know I've kind of got my recipes to the point where I'm usually pretty good about cooking for 2 with a little bit of leftovers. So just go ahead and double this if you guys are doing it for 4, or you can come up with some other sides and stuff to do. But I mean, look how good that looks. Doesn't that just actually look like a Mongolian stir fry? It's so yummy. I promise you guys are going to love this one. I think you should give it a shot, and then like I said, you do it with either rice noodles, you can do it on its own, or with rice, so you keep it completely gluten-free still nice and healthy. The other thing I do like about the rice noodles is they do usually have more fiber, and they are also usually a little bit lower on the calories. So if you are kind of watching that for the New Year's, I feel like this is a good dish. You're going to feel like you're treating yourself, but you're not being bad. You're actually having a really good dish full of fiber and some protein, so you should feel really good about yourself. So give you guys one more peek, so maybe you'll want to make it. So that's our recipe for today, guys. That's my awesome Mongolian style stir fry. So I really hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys try it, and if you do, please let me know. Tell me, maybe you guys try something fun here that I didn't think of. Should mention, sometimes I do toss some peanuts or walnuts in when I throw that sauce in too. Kind of helps add just a different twist on it. So there's a lot of versions with this I feel like you guys can play with and come up with a few different dishes. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. So have a great day, guys. Bye.